contacted by the Detroit Tigers, and they wanted to recognize the 125 years of service that the Lansing Police Department has been providing the city of Lansing. So today they took an opportunity during their winter caravan to bring some of the players just to say thank you to the men and women of the Lansing Police Department for their service and to recognize the organization of providing policing service here in the city of Lansing for 125 years.
Hello, everybody. Let's keep things going. Let's keep things going. It's an honor and a privilege to welcome and introduce the voice of the Detroit Tigers. Put your hands together for Dan Dickerson.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the invitation to come here today. We're excited to be here at the Lansing Police Officers Operations Center. It's a great time of year. This is kind of the unofficial kickoff to the 2019 season, a time to think some warm thoughts, a time to look forward to those four magic words that everybody looks forward to at this time of year, pitchers and catchers reports in just a couple of weeks. Tigers Caravan is presented by Fox Sports Detroit and Visit Central Florida, where we understand it's sunny and 72 degrees today. Pitchers and catchers report just after the start of February 14th, I believe, or 13th is the day they report this year. Well, let's welcome the members who are with us on the bus on the West Caravan this year, members of the 2019 Detroit Tigers. From the front office, Vice President, Assistant General Manager, Mr. David Chad. From the coaching staff, Manager Ron Gardenhire. Pitching coach, Rick Anderson. Bench coach, Steve Little. Quality control coach, he does a lot, Joe Vabra. And now let's meet and greet some of your 2019 Detroit Tigers. Pitcher, Victor Alcantara. Pitcher, Sandy Baez. Third baseman, Jamer Candelario. Shortstop, Willie Castro. New to the Tigers, super utility man, Brandon Dixon. Tigers pitcher, Buck Farmer. Tigers catcher, Grayson Griner. Tigers pitcher, Matt Hall. All-star reliever, Joe Jimenez. Tigers center fielder, Jacoby Jones. Tigers pitcher, Daniel Norris. One of the Tigers' top prospects, Franklin Perez. Tigers pitcher, Zach Reininger. One of the newest Tigers, starting pitcher, Tyson Ross. Tigers left fielder, Kristen Stewart. And Tigers reliever, Daniel Stump. Well, the Tigers have had another busy offseason, lots of moves made. You'll see some new faces this year to talk about the upcoming 2019 season. Please welcome Tigers manager Ron Gardenhire. Ron?
Hello, folks. Really nice to be here. Congratulations. 125 years, I believe I heard. That's amazing. Had a little bit of experience. My dad was military for 20-something years, and after he got out of the military, he joined the force at Oklahoma State Tech in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, and became head of security there, so I had a little bit of a touch with being on your side of the law, and I stayed on your side of the law, which was a good thing. And really proud to be here with this baseball team. It's a great bunch of guys. You saw a lot of these guys last year, and you'll see a bunch of new ones here, but they are very special. They play the game the right way. They show respect, and they play 9 innings, and that's what we ask of them, and we will continue to ask them. So we're looking forward to getting to spring training. This is when it all starts, and we just want to thank you guys for your support. We know how much this baseball team means to you. Being from the other side, myself and a few of my coaches, when we were with those other guys, the Twins, coming into Detroit, we knew it was going to be a war, not only with their baseball team, but with the fans behind our dugout. They used to wear us out pretty good. So we're happy to have them on our side, and we're happy to have you guys on our side. And again, our hearts are to you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for what you do for this city and for this state. And it means a lot to us. So we're really, really proud to be here. And thank you very, very much.
We've got several minutes for a Q&A session, and I encourage you to, if you have a question, I know you've all been encouraged to ask a question, so if you have a question, think about it. We're going to get to you in just a second. I can ask these guys questions every day, but I always like to hear what they like to hear what fans are thinking and some of the questions on their mind. I'll start with you, though, Ron. There are a lot of new faces in the last couple of years of this organization. At the major league level, we're going to see more coming up. What are some of the things that get you excited about the 2019 season?
I think just competition, getting back and, watching all these guys compete for jobs. And, we have a lot of great coaches. And if you ever get a chance to go down to Florida, go to spring training and watch these guys do their workouts every day and how hard they get after it. But more than that, how much they appreciate being on a baseball field and wearing that Tiger uniform. It shows when you come down there. They're very proud, they're very happy, and they're excited. They're getting an opportunity maybe to play for a Major League Baseball team, which is what it's all about. So these guys, they get after it. Last year, our ball club, we lost 90-something games, but didn't tell the true story. There was 80-plus games where it was 1 or 2 run games, or we could have won either way. But more important for me and my coaching staff was that they played 9 innings pretty much every night. They never quit. They got after it, and they respected the fans. So that's very important to me. Okay.
And that's the thing that I think fans, like you said, it was the same number of losses as the year before, same number of wins, however you want to look at it. But I mean, the work that is put in every day by this coaching staff, the work that goes into winning one baseball game is just phenomenal. And there were ways to measure improvement last year beyond wins and losses, areas like defense, areas like base running, and this team was much improved. Those are the areas of emphasis last year. They've got more to work with this year. It's going to be fun to watch this team improve. All right, who's got some questions here in the audience? I can bring the microphone to you, I think, unless there's one out there. But who's got a question for anybody up here on stage, either coaches or players? Questions that you might have. I see you guys have questions in your eyes. Right here. No? Anybody with a question in the audience? I'm going to start calling on people if you don't. Go ahead.
This is for Mr. Gardenhire. Who's going to be your starting pitcher for the first home game?
Home opener will be game number 8.
Holy cow. That's a good one. Let me see which pitchers aren't here. Check it out and see which starters aren't here. You know what? I'm going to throw that right on my pitching coach down there at the end. We kind of like break it down and we'll start working them through. My guess would be Jordan Zimmerman or Matthew Boyd or Fulmer or somebody like that. We'll figure it out, and it's going to be who deserves it and earns it. But you normally like to have a veteran start off, and I think Zimmerman's that guy. We got a lot of guys competing, which is great. We got a lot of starters going to come in here and compete for a job. We got some new starters that have come from other organizations. So, spring training, we'll set it all up, and I think that's part of the real excitement is naming that opening day starter, and I always put that on my pitching coach. So, good question.
Anybody else with a question? All right, keep thinking of questions while I ask a couple myself. But again, I get to ask these guys questions every day. This is your chance. But I want to start with just a couple of guys who were here last year. And Jacoby Jones, I'll start with you, but just talk about the emphasis that was placed on defense, what it meant to you. Very quietly, or maybe not so quietly, you ended up leading the major leagues in defensive runs saved in center field, more than any other major league outfielder with 21 runs saved. There's a lot that goes into that with positioning. As you know, you guys had cards in your back pocket for positioning, but just talk about the emphasis and how it helped you in terms of patrolling center field. I know you were in left half the time as well, but now it looks like center field's your spot.
Yeah, I mean, I take a lot of pride in defense. That's one of the aspects of the game. I just take a lot of pride in it. And obviously, like he said, we had those cards. They helped us out a lot. But just a lot of hard work and practice. Every time I was out there, I wanted to catch the ball. Like, I wanted to be the guy. Every time it was hit in the air, I wanted to do whatever I could to catch the ball, no matter if it was to the wall, running in the wall, full speed, no matter what. I mean, there's a lot of grass out there in Comerica Park to roam out there, so I like to run. But I took a lot of pride in it, and I had a lot of fun. But yeah, anytime the ball was hit in the air, I controlled the outfield. I wanted to catch everything that was hit, and that was just my mindset. Whenever I'm out on defense, I'm the best player out there, and that's how I thought.
There are no walls to run into out there, are there? I mean,
wow.
you took a home run away, but
Yeah.
it's the biggest center field in captivity,
Oh, it's huge. It's massive. So.
and you love it. Jamer Candelario, if you could just talk a little bit about the work that everybody did in terms of the infield, outfield, but the work that you had a very good year defensively at third base.
Yeah, like Jacoby Chon said, we take a lot of works doing BP, just preparing myself to the game. The main thing that helped me a lot is just the coaching staff just do a really good job just preparing us to compete. We always want to compete. We never give up, and we always want to be able to be ready to win a ball game. I think the main thing for me is just getting focused, and putting in my mind all the time that the ball is coming to me, so I could be able to be prepared myself to get any ground ball that I can have and helping my team win.
There's a lot of work that goes into that every single day, and you did an excellent job.
Yeah. Actually, during BP, Joe, this guy, he hit me tons of ground ball every single day. So I love it. I take advantage, and I just enjoy it.
I want to talk to a couple of the new guys, but Tyson Ross, there you are. Just talk a little about coming to a new organization. This is a young man who's had a lot of success in the major leagues, has come back from thoracic outlet syndrome surgery, which is not a small thing, had a solid year, really a nice finish last year especially, but it looks like a piece in the rotation this year. Talk about coming to this organization, what you know about it, and what excites you about coming here.
Yeah, so I'm excited to come here, join this team. It's very talented, a lot of young talent, and I'm looking forward to learning and working hard alongside these guys.
Talk to another one of the newcomers, and also for you guys, you got some exposure last year to the major leagues for the first time, and the value of that. For Brandon Dickerson, another newcomer, you came over from the Reds, you got your first taste of Major League Baseball last year. The super utility guy is becoming a very important piece in a lot of teams. Here's a young man who played 6 different positions in the major leagues, 7 in the minor leagues. Oh, you also pitched a little bit too.
Yeah.
Talk about coming to this organization, what it means to you, and how you look at this team.
No, I'm really excited. It's a great opportunity to be here. I was lucky with the Reds to get called up. And then kind of at the end, I got put on waivers, and I was really excited to hear that Detroit had claimed me, and it should be a fun group of guys to play with this year.
Kristen Stewart, you didn't get as much exposure to the major leagues. You came up in September, but we were talking on the bus a little bit. You said just being up for a few weeks was extremely valuable for you as you got your first taste of Major League Ball.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Getting called up was one of the most fun, most adrenaline-filled experiences of my life. I mean, you work your whole life to get the opportunity to get to play in the major leagues, and then you do. But it was very beneficial. Like Grayson said, you can't really replicate it in the minor leagues, what it's like to play in the big leagues. And so, I mean, I was just trying to do whatever I could to help the team win.
Well, it was fun to have you up here. You had a 2 home runs, 6 RBI game, and that let you know that, hey, maybe I do indeed belong here. I think you knew that anyway.
Yep.
Freddie.
Yeah, probably the first trip to Lansing for most of you, but I know it's not for that fellow with the beard. Before he had the beard, Danny Norris pitched a summer here for the Lansing Lucknuts. What do you remember about that, and how important was that in your development, if you would elaborate a little?
Yeah, that was back when I was with the Blue Jays. I played here in Lansing for a summer, and I mean, I loved it. It was a great area to be in, especially in the summer. It was really beautiful, and that stadium was a lot of fun too. We packed it out pretty good. And yeah, it was definitely a learning curve. I mean, that was the year I started out a little slow, and then learned a lot from teammates and coaches along the way, and yeah, something that was very influential in my career so far.
Was Matt Boyd a teammate of yours?
He was, yeah. He got drafted that year and came right there.
Any other questions from the audience? We've still got a few more minutes.
My question's for Jacoby Jones. What's your favorite stadium to play at?
Tiger Stadium.
Comerica Park is really fun to play at.
Good answer.
But there's a lot of great stadiums out there that I've enjoyed so much. There's so many that I could say, but Comerica Park's fun. Fenway is obviously awesome just for the history. Chicago, Wrigley, Seattle was a great place to play. I can go on and on. I mean, a lot of them are pretty great, but Comerica is probably the best one.
One of the things I thought that was exciting about the Tigers bullpen last year, and the Tigers pitching was much improved last year, but there were quietly some really strong finishes among guys who are going to be key pieces in the bullpen this year. Joey Menez had a rough August, but a huge September, 13 strikeouts in his last 8 innings. That was big because he'd struggled in September before. He had an all-star year, but then he had a tough August. The way he finished was impressive. Daniel Stumpf went to the minor leagues, came back. He, too, finished really strong, especially in the month of September. And Buck Farmer was also in that same category, a scoreless month of September. Those are 3 guys who are big pieces in the bullpen this year. So I thought maybe just talk about how important that was, each one just quickly, and what they see in terms of the arms in the bullpen. And Joe, maybe we could just start with you about how big that was for you to finish so strong after you had, some rough times in August.
I mean, for us, it was just try to go every day with the same mentality and try to help the team to win. That's our mentality in the bullpen, and just get outs before runs. And I think that helped us a lot. I mean, everybody in the bullpen got their back, and I think everybody thinks like that. So I mean, that's all I had to say.
All right, Buck Farmer, you want to just talk real quick about your finish and just how important that was, or just how you felt down the stretch, because it really was impressive.
It was, I guess, one of the, actually probably the best month of my career, but it was fun to finish that strong, and then just be able to go out there and just continue to watch the team play and be a part of that month with guys battling all 9 innings, like Artie said, and it's the same way with the bullpen guys. We enjoy coming in there and being able to be a part of that battle, and just finishing strong is always a good way to end the season, and hopefully take that and take it into this year.
There are a couple of other guys that I just wanted to highlight. Victor Alcantara was a really nice piece in the Tigers bullpen last year. Also finished strong, very consistent all season long when he was with the Tigers. Sandy Baez came up last year. He, in his debut, 4 1/3 hitless innings against the Yankees, working in relief. Arms are what you're going to be hearing a lot of in the years ahead in terms of a lot of the top prospects are pitchers. So as we wrap up here, I want to make sure there's no more questions from the audience. But I wanted to highlight a couple of guys that you probably are going to be hearing about because you heard a lot about him last year. Franklin Perez, going into last year, was the Tigers' number 1 prospect overall by most counts. Had an injury-shortened year, but Franklin, if you could talk just a little bit about how you're feeling. I know that you feel good. You're ready to go for this year. How trying was last year, and I was reading some of the stories that said you thought maybe you benefited from it because you were allowed to get stronger, and you feel really good going into this year.
Last year for me is like I learned too much about the injuries, and that made me strong for this year. I worked really hard to be ready for this year. Just keep working and be prepared.
hand the microphone to the guy next to you. Zach Reininger is another guy you're going to be hearing about because this is a guy with a power arm, great numbers in the minor leagues, still trying to get over hump at the major league level, but we see spurts. There was an outing last year where he struck out all 4 batters in a game against Minnesota. The only 4 batters he faced struck them all out. That's the upside of Zach Reininger. Zach, just talk about how you feel that you have progressed. I know it may not be reflected in the numbers, but we're seeing some things that suggest you can be a nice piece in this bullpen.
Yeah, it's all about being consistent. It's tough. Obviously, everybody can do it. But, we got some great guys in the pen that always help you out. We got great staff. Work out with them every day and just try to perfect your pitches and stuff. And like I said, you got to stay consistent and throw strikes and try to stay up there.
Matt Hall was a 6th-round pick 4 years ago. Matt, just talk about the experience that you got at the major league level, how that helped you. Very good numbers in the minor leagues. This is a guy who averages better than 10 strikeouts per 9 in the minor leagues.
Well, like Grayson said, you can't really describe what it's like being out on a major league field, and then getting up here, watching all the other guys and their work ethics taught me a lot. I took my experience last year and broke it down and focused on what I needed to work on in the off season.
All right. That's all I've got for up here. You guys all set with questions? We got time for one more if you would like.
What's your prediction? My prediction is that these guys right here are going to fight it out in spring training, and we're going to put together a good team. And probably everybody up on this counter you'll see at one time or another in the major leagues, and they're going to give you everything they have. You won't be embarrassed by this baseball team because they won't let it happen, because they'll play. They'll have each other's back just like you guys have each other's back out there, and they will play, and that's a guarantee. I can promise you that. They don't quit, and they will play.
All right. A good way to end the Q&A. At this time, I'd like to ask Grayson Greiner, Joey Menez, Lansing Police Department Chief Michael Yankowski to please join me up here for a special presentation. Chief, your department has been serving the Lansing community since 1893. In honor of your 125th anniversary, it is our pleasure to present this number 125 Tiger jersey to you and your department. The plaque below the jersey reads, presented by the Detroit Tigers to the Lansing Police Department in honor of its 125th anniversary and in recognition of its dedication to serving and protecting the Lansing community, January 24th of 2019. Congratulations. And now it's my pleasure to invite to the podium Mrs. Erin Shore, Lansing's First Lady, who I understand has a presentation for the Tigers that will be presented to manager Ron Gardenhire. Come on up.
Well, it's hard to figure out how to adequately express appreciation for 125 years of protecting the Lansing community. And I know the mayor's disappointed that he was not able to be here today. But I'm pretty excited because I grew up a Tigers fan and he grew up out in New York. So it's wonderful, and thank you all for being here. I know this is such an honor for our police department. And just to present this to the team, I'll read it for those of you who are a little ways away. Presented to Mr. Ron Gardenhire, team manager, and the players of the Detroit Tigers baseball organization. From City of Lansing, Mayor Andy Shore, and the Lansing Police Department, Chief Mike Yankowski, January 2019. Thank you for your support and acknowledgement of the Lansing Police Department's 125th anniversary. Capital City's finest, Andy Shore, Mayor of Lansing.
No, I don't.
Well, on behalf of the men and women of the Lansing Police Department, coach, players, we want to thank you for recognizing our heroes. You know, we talk so much about the similarities between, you know, baseball and what police officers do. Tradition, Detroit Police, or with the Detroit Tigers and the Lansing Police Department. So 125 years, well over 100 years. You talk about the English D, the tradition. And when you talk about the job that our police officers do, and for you to take the time out of your busy schedules as you're getting ready for baseball to recognize them for the work that they do means a lot to us. You know, we deal with criticism from time to time, and I'm sure the fans criticize ball players from time to time, but you know, when it comes down to it, is that you want to do the best that you can as a team, and it's no different than our police officers when they put their life on the line to be the best. That's what they do each and every day, and for you to take the time out of your day to recognize them means a lot to us. Yes, we wear uniforms, and you know, coming from a military family, the sacrifices that they make, the sacrifices that baseball players make, you know, 162 games, that's a lot. You don't get many days off. They're away from their families a lot, away from holidays. So there is a lot of similarities, and you know, baseball is a great sport, and it's a team sport, and we have the same concept here. So again, on behalf of the men and women of the Lansing Police Department, thank you. We congratulate you for recognizing our 125 years, and we wish you nothing but the best in your upcoming season.
Thank you so much for having us here today. Thanks for letting us be part of your 125th anniversary celebration. Thanks most of all for the work that all of you do, protecting us each and every day. Thank you. Look forward to the 2019 season. Hopefully we'll see you out at the ballpark. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
So it was a great opportunity for our police officers to get to know the players on a different level, and for them to take the time out of their busy schedules as they're getting ready for the start of their 2019 season means a lot. You know, when we look at professional sports, baseball is one of those sports that can bring a lot of smiles, a lot of joy to people. And with our officers, you know, being able to take a day off of work to go down to a baseball game and to have a one-on-one interaction with the Detroit Tigers means a lot to us. The jersey that they gave us recognized 125th. I thought the players were outstanding as far as, you know, interacting with our employees. But at the end of the day, being a professional baseball player is very difficult, in that there's only a small percentage of human beings that can do that profession. And it's very similar in policing, is that policing is not for everyone. During a 162 game season, they don't get many days off, and a lot of our police officers are in a similar situation. They work long hours, they have to give up holidays, weekends in order to protect the city. And you know, so the similarities of professional athletes being heroes to many, our police officers are heroes to others here in our community. For those that wear the badge, to put their life on the line each and every day, and for the Detroit Tiger organization to say thank you for your service, thank you for providing 125 years of policing service, you know, it doesn't get much better than that.